All right, so we do have finally got our new music. I'm super excited about this. It's gonna wait a couple more minutes, see if we get anybody else that wants to join us tonight. I gotcha. All right. So what's going on, Wanda? How are you? Thanks so much for joining. Well, I'm not gonna belabor the point. I want to listen to music myself, so they'll just get the outro. How about that? Yes, there we go.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature is for the masses, where to put your money down, not how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street, and also the New Black Wall Street Book Club. That's what we're going through tonight, as we are actually going to be going through the execution pipeline, how to turn your business idea from dream to reality. So in this series here, you want to have your notes because we're learning so much about some things that we might not have considered as we move forward in our business ventures or our concepts. So again, you want to make sure you have your notes. That's what tonight is all about. It's all about empowerment. Everybody put in the comments below, empowerment is all about empowerment. So I'm not going to belabor the point. Got a couple things I want to make you aware of. First and foremost, tonight's episode is brought to you by the Black Bazaar. We do have our $20 dashikis that we want to make you aware of. And this here is a dashiki that has no hood. So it is a original dashiki straight from Kenya in the orange, just beautiful as you can see. And you want to go ahead and get your king and your queen unisex going on here. So you can actually go walk around feeling proud about your gear coming straight from the motherland. So the Black Bazaar is the motherland marketplace. That dashiki there is $20. Of course, I have the one with the hood on. If you want a hooded one, it's $25. So you go ahead and make that order. You can give us a call. You can inbox us your email address or yours and your zip code, and we can invoice you and get yours out to you tomorrow. The Kenyan dashiki from ERGJ Black Bazaar. And I also want to make you aware of the True Investment session that's available to you tomorrow. We're going to actually be talking about true products and how you can use this little purple bottle to make some money. How you can make some money from a for-profit standpoint, but then also how you can also raise money or raise capital for your nonprofit. So if you're in a position, you're saying, hey, want to find out a different way, an alternative method to raise some capital or to capture some profit, well, you can do that by joining us. Learn how to do that by joining us tomorrow through the True Investment session. I mean, I can only make it available to you guys. You guys got to be the one that show up and learn how to earn. And that's exactly what we're doing with the True Investment session tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that. Now, we'll get right into the execution pipeline. That's this book right here where we're going through the execution pipeline. And it's by Anthony Flynn. It is a Black author as well. One of the best books that I've come across as it relates to developing business and business ideas. Hey, Rashida, what's going on? Hey, Wanda, thanks so much for tuning in. So tonight we're going to be going through this book, and this book is all about how to turn your business idea from dream to reality. How to turn your business idea from dream to reality. How many of you guys know some people who just stuck? They got this concept. They don't want to tell anyone. They got something going on, but they just have not found a way to actually bring it into reality, bring it into conceptualization. Well, this is a step-by-step guide. Matter of fact, we just had a KidVest session where we talked about cash flow cards. And in that class, a 11-year-old asked me, well, what can I do to start my business? You know what I told them? Read this book. And guess what it did? They went and got it the next day. And so we got 11-year-olds reading this book, learning how to develop their business at 11 years old. So they'll always know the process to get it done. So tonight, we're going to be talking about differentiating your brand. Everybody put in the comments below, my brand. And what we found out as we've gone through this, that many people have not been able to determine what makes their brand so special. What makes your brand so special? So we've been stuck here. This is the third session. We're going to end it tonight because a lot of people have been stuck with what makes their brand special. In other words, what makes what you want to do stand out? What makes what you want to do different? Stand out. What is the difference? So if you're going to do what everyone else is doing, you can't even expect to get the same thing that they got. Why? Because they've probably been doing it longer. They got they got brand loyalty. So you're going to come in thinking that you can do what they do and get what they get, but that's not true. The reality is they've been doing it longer than you, right? So you want to make sure that you can find a way to make your business idea, your concept, your venture, the thing that you want to do, have some variation and stand out. So I'm going to ask you this right now, because we've been sitting here for 3 episodes. I got to ask you right now, have you figured out what's going to be different about what you want to do? What's going to make your brand stand out? What's going to make your brand different? What makes your brand so special? So to give you an idea, I'll give you an example. Like for me, I decided that I wasn't going to follow the crowd. Everybody say, don't follow the crowd. I wasn't going to follow the crowd when it comes to me being a certified financial educator. So instead of me doing what everyone else was doing, which is taking their content, putting online, charging people, dropping it into their laps, them going on to a Vimeo or something like that to learn what they wanted to learn, I said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to teach live classes, which is what no one else is doing anymore. I'm going to take my time, my energy. I want to have interaction with my students. I want them to be able to ask questions. I want to be right there for them all online. So I decided I was going to do something different. Was it a little bit more difficult? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So my question to you, as you think about your concept, as you think about your brand, as you think about this thing that you want to develop, what makes you so special? This has been a tough one for many of us. So let's do a quick recap as we're talking about differentiating your brand. So we started by talking about in step number 52, you wanted to break the rules. In other words, don't follow the crowd. You wanted to break the rules. And in this step here, the question was, what rules are you breaking? So as you think about this thing that you want to do, what rules or what are the untold rules that you might be breaking? You know, for every industry, they have these rules that nobody talks about. Well, are you breaking some of those rules? What rules are you breaking? Step number 53 was highlight your concept's innovation. And in that section, we asked this question: what makes you so special? What makes you so special? Why would people want to leave this place, this group, this brand that they're already supporting to come to you? What makes you so special? And then 54, we said form your effective brand. And in this section here, we talked about the top 10 emotions, which are amusement, interest, surprise, happiness, delight, pleasure, joy, hope, affection, and excitement. And then we also talked about the bottom 10 emotions, which were anger, politeness, frustration, doubt, embarrassment, despair, hurt, guilt, contempt, and shame. And we asked this: what emotion do you want your brand to convey? But we also asked this: what emotion are you conveying right now? See, many of us, we never take the time to think about how our potential customer is reacting to us. In your presentation, in your pitch, in the way in which you display yourself on social media, are you driving contempt? Are you driving anger? Are you driving frustration and doubt? Or are you driving some of the top 10 emotions, the 10 emotions that'll get people attracted to you? See, I want you to understand something right now. Regardless of where you think you are in the process, you are creating a brand right now. You are a brand. I can look at your social media page right now, and it'll give me a good indication of whether I want to deal with you from a business standpoint. And see, some of us don't even think about that. We'll just put anything out that's coming from us, and we don't take into consideration the impact that it's making on the people who might be watching. We don't care, for many of us, how it's going to make other people feel, but then we don't understand the impact that they might have on our dollars. We don't care. But there are some people who understand this is my brand, and how I make people feel determines how much money they will spend with me. Let me repeat that again. You might want to write that down, put it in your notes. How you make people feel. Not how you make them think, not how you, all these other emotions. How you make people feel determines how much money they are willing to spend with you. So the question is, when you look at your social media page right now, regardless if you have a business or not, you look at it. Is your social media page, your timeline, does it represent amusement? Does it represent interest? Does it represent surprise? Does it represent happiness? Does it represent delight? Does it represent pleasure? Does it represent joy? Does it represent hope? Does it represent affection? Does it represent excitement? Or does it represent anger? Does it represent frustration, doubt, embarrassment, despair, hurt, guilt, contempt, shame? How you make people feel determines how much money they are willing to spend with you. Everybody put in the comments below, I am my own brand. What emotion do you convey? Step number 55, we talked about form your unique brand. And in that section, we asked this question: what is your brand's unique contribution to the marketplace? So in one section, we said, what makes you so special? In another section, we say, what's your unique contribution to the marketplace? What makes your thing unique, different? All right. Now, if you're watching me on some other place, you want to come over to ERGJ Enterprises. That's where you can actually interact with us. You might be on a group page, might be on my personal page. I'm not quite sure. But if you want to come on over to ERGJ Enterprise, you can actually interact with us. So what is your brand's unique contribution to the marketplace? And then step number 56, which is where we're going to pick up today, So again, I am my own brand. I really want to drive this home because many of you guys think that you can be one way on your personal page and be a different way on your business page. But you don't understand that there is a connection. Everywhere you go, wherever it is that you put out, you are representing your brand, right? How you represent your brand is up to you. Some people are good at driving contempt and fear and getting, and a controversy creates cash. You can be that way. I'm not saying you can be. I'm just trying to put out, these are different emotions that are driving people to either spend with you or run away from you. Right? Some people misery loves company. So let's not get it twisted and don't think that you can drive fear into people and them to get them to buy your solution to their fear. I'm not saying that. But I think many of us would understand that, hey, whenever I felt good about another person, I had no problem supporting them. And the reason why I'm bringing it up right now, because I'm specifically talking to Black folk. Because in our community, there is a serious lack of trust. There's a serious lack of hope. And so the people that can bring hope to our community, hopefully us, right, are going to be able to capture that market share, capture some of that 1.3879, whatever trillion dollar spending power that we have. So how do you make people feel? If I were to look at your timeline right now, what does it say? Let me also say this. How is it that you have a business, that you have something that you do, that you represent something that you want to get paid from? But if I look at your timeline right now, I see nothing about what it is you want people to buy. Why is it that you will not represent? Why won't you advertise your own stuff? You see what I got on? My own stuff. I'm not going to wear someone else's uniform. Why? Because I am my own brand. I am a walking advertisement for everything that I do. My question is, how about you? Why don't people know you're in business? If you are your own brand, you have a product or a service that you offer, but nobody knows. You'll talk about everything else on your timeline except you, except what you offer, except your expertise, except this unique contribution that you bring to the marketplace. How will they know if no one preaches the word? Why don't your friends, your family, whoever comes to your timeline know that you are in business? Why don't they know that your brand stands for something and that your brand offers some solution to some problem? Why is that? But you'll talk about the television shows and you'll support and advertise those shows. You'll talk about what else is going on in the world and you'll advertise those events, but you won't advertise your own stuff. Are you not confident in your own brand? That's something to think about. Are you not confident in your own brand? You represent everything else except yourself. And then you wonder, why can't you find a customer? You wonder why you can't seem to take it to the next level in your business. You wonder because you spend so much time representing other brands. That's called a conflict of interest. Everybody put that in the comments below. That is a conflict of interest. How is it that you can represent every other brand except your own? That's a conflict of interest. I mean, if you were to do that by working for some other company, they'd take you to court. And I say right now, you need to take yourself to court. You need to sue yourself for conflict of interest, for breaching a conflict of interest contract that you have with your very own brand. All right, I'm sorry. But this is serious. This is crazy. All right. So you want to, number 56, step number 56. You want to do this, man. You want to create a memorable image. Everybody put in the comments below image. You want to create a memorable image for your business. A memorable image. Obviously, your logo, your trademark, something, your flyers. I mean, listen. Your images represent your brand. And you got to think about these images that you're putting out in 2017. Let's make sure that your images are relevant. Let's make sure that they got what they call, everybody put in the comments below, swag. Your images need to have some swag. I mean, my goodness, it's got to have some life. It's got to be moving. It's got to draw some attention. Why put an image that is so dull and boring and it doesn't mean, it means something to you, but it doesn't mean anything to the rest of the world. Your image needs to have some swag. One of the best ways you can inspire brand optimism is to communicate powerfully through your logo design. When it comes to your logo, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Your logo will either compel or repel the beholder. Anybody seen a logo that you're like, what is that? You keep on moving. Like it does not do anything for it. Does not make you want to stop and be like, what's that? It'd be like, what the hell is that? Right? Your logo will either compel or repel the beholder. So I got to ask you, as you think about your logo, and maybe not you thinking about it, because you probably think your logo is the bomb. But the reality to tell is the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So when it comes to other people, do other people compliment you on your logo? They be like, man, that's different. That's nice. That's new. Or they just like, meh. Right? You might want to get the opinion of others before you solidify what your logo is going to be. Your logo represents your brand. And if it says boring, then your brand must be boring. So you have to make sure they leave an impression that matches the message you intend to convey. You want your logo to tell an effective story. So anybody see my logo? Anybody wonder what my logo is? You want to talk about being different? I don't think nobody was like, what the? So my logo is a caricature of me. So anytime someone sees my logo, they always ask me, they always say something about it because my logo has swag. But it also represents something because my company is ERGJ Enterprises. That's me. So you're going to get a little piece of ERGJ, what I call the ERGJ experience, even in my logo. Does your logo have swag? Most people will encounter a visual depiction of what you represent instead of you personally. We do this every time we judge a person without knowing them. The average person bases their initial impression on others purely on the person's appearance. This explains why you see a gorgeous lady and think she's gorgeous, or a handsome guy and think he's handsome. When making these internal decisions about people, you base your decisions solely on external factors and features. You size them up, stare them down, glance at their shoes, their pants, their shirt, their hair color, their eyes, their facial structure, tone of voice, body language, and make your judgment. We determine a person's attractiveness within moments at first glance. The same is true for products and services. People will judge you based on a quick glance. In his blog entitled "How Do Colors Affect Purchases?", Kismetrics explained that 93% of consumers believe visual appearance and color influence buyers more than any other factor. Additionally, 85% of consumers stated color had everything to do with their buying a particular product, and 80% believe color increased brand recognition. Color. Now, what we're going to have coming up the first week of April, we're going to have a marketing makeover. And in that marketing makeover session, it's a business class, we're going to be talking about colors and how picking the right color drives a certain emotion in your target market. Do you have the right colors for your business and for your logo? Have you ever researched colors and how colors make people feel? What perception do they get? So I'm a certified financial educator. So there's certain colors that I want in my brand. Why? Because I'm talking about money. Money has certain colors. So you'll see a hint of green in my brand. Why? Because I'm talking about money. So, do you know, or have you studied colors? Y'all think it was this deep, huh? Y'all just thought we could just put something together, go out here with our business, and no. There are so many psychological things that we got to consider, and one of them is colors. As you develop your logo or have someone else develop your logo, think about what you want to convey at first glance. For example, the United Way's logo exemplifies an open hand helping a small person, a person in need, along with helping people of all colors. The logo tells their mission without explanation. Begin thinking about what you want your logo to convey. Here are some factors to think about: size, shapes, colors, emotions, fonts, wording, imagery, right? So I just opened up a store. It's called the ERGJ Black Bazaar. It's to represent Black-owned businesses and African businesses. Guess what I have on my logo? African kente. Colors, emotions, right? I have a little shopping bag. Why? Because I want people to buy. See what I'm saying? So think about this stuff when you're making your logo, or get someone that's skilled in this area to help you vet it out and figure it out. See if you can find out why successful businesses chose their logos. Reach out to branding departments of major corporations. Talk to artists, brand designers, photographers, and other creative geniuses about what goes into their creation process. While you don't need to spend an inordinate amount of time on your logo, you do want to take this step seriously. Your logo has the power to single-handedly influence buyers. Everybody put in the comments below influence. Your logo is about influence. It's about recognition, and it's about influence. What does your logo drive? What does it influence? There is power in a logo. Now, here's the question that you want to answer as it relates to what we're talking about in step number 56. What are your ideas around your logo and brand imagery? What are your ideas around your logo and brand imagery? So have you guys thought about this? Have you thought about your logo? Have you really looked into, man, what do I want my logo to represent as you piece this concept, this idea, this venture together? And maybe you've already created a logo, but there's nothing wrong with rebranding yourself. Yeah, you can recreate another logo, rebrand yourself, and start all over, even though you already are in business. So don't think that you can't just because you already created something. Yeah, I was trying to actually redo my logo with some new updated pictures, but I couldn't find the right picture, so I'm still keeping with my same logo. But logos can change. You can rebrand yourself, so don't think that you got to be stuck with one just because you created one. Now, step number 57. This is a big one. I mean, my God, y'all might want to share right now. 57, promote your business. I just talked about this earlier. Promote your business. Everybody put it in the comments below. Promote your business. Why be in business if you're not going to promote yourself? I mean, I know it sounds a little like pompous, but the reality is you have a product or service that solves someone's problem. Why not tell people that you can help them with whatever it is that you offer? And that is promoting your business. So once you've worked through your visual components, you can begin drafting your plan for advertising and promoting your business. One of the worst mistakes you can make is to attempt to promote your brand without having a written plan. Recall who you want to reach with your product or service and how you plan to engage that demographic. Once again, although you'll long for everyone to see your brand as their go-to brand, not everyone will. You simply can't appeal to every person on the planet, nor are you ready to serve every person on the planet. In your startup, you're barely in a position to service the first 1% of those who will ultimately become loyal to your brand. Carve out a segment of the market and your specific target demographic within that market. From there, develop a reasonable plan to reach that corner of the market. After you've refocused your audience, prepare to invest a lot of time, talent, and money. A lot of time. Write this comment below. Time, talent, money. Time, talent, money. Prepare to invest a lot of time, a lot of talent, and a lot of money to introduce your brand to the masses. Like most people, you might struggle to secure capital. Luckily, we have a new asset, the internet. Have you ever looked at the internet as an asset? Matter of fact, this Friday, we got a class coming up on how you actually can establish your online business without a website and still make money. I'll put that in the comments below somewhere so you can sign up for that if you want to learn that. I teach people this. When I started my business, I had no website. Everybody focuses on the website. I don't think you necessarily have to have one because now we have all these different tools. At least you can get started. You can build up your capital. Then you can go get your own online intellectual place, your own online house. But in the beginning, you need to get some money. I mean, you got to sell some stuff. So why not find a way to do it for the most efficient way possible and then use your capital or your profits to go and get that nice, expensive website that you want, that nice house. It's kind of like this. You start out, when you're a startup, you don't even have an apartment. You just got a room that you're renting, you got a pillow, and you got a bed. That's it. Now, as you are there, and as you're building your way up, you build your way up from a room to an apartment. Now you got an apartment. Now you got a little room. You can throw your arms out. You got your little office. You can do your little work, right? And then you go from your apartment, then you get a little bit more capital, and you upgrade. Everybody put in the comments below, upgrade. You upgrade to your house. Then from your house, you're doing well. You've been in business for 3 to 5 years. You got a niche in the marketplace. You've got your house. Now you're ready to upgrade to that hotel. Everything is nice. And now you can go find other ways to make money. But you got to remember where you started. You started in the room with a pillow and a dream. And you upgraded along the way. So now you're in your hotel. But all this time, you had your brand. You were your brand. You represented your brand from the room all the way to the hotel. Never take your brand. Everybody put this comment below. Never take your brand for granted. Never, ever, ever, ever take your brand for granted. After you've refocused your audience, prepare to invest a lot of time, a lot of talent, and money to introduce your brand to the masses. Like most people, you might struggle to secure capital. Luckily, we have a new asset. That new asset is the internet. People all over the world have built businesses by utilizing sources like Facebook, which we happen to be on right now, which actually happens to be one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. Twitter, which I hate, but whatever. Instagram, which Facebook owns, and just pure search engine optimization, SEO. Club Millie will be bringing in May an SEO strategist who's going to help you see what's going on with your website. So she's going to be able to go through and let you know some things that you can do to rank up higher in search engine optimization. We are not playing. I mean, we are serious about this thing. So I forget the date. I think it's May 25th, if I think off the top of my head, or April 25th. I don't know. It's in April. It's coming up. It's April 25th. We're going to have someone come and teach us about SEO. There's going to be doing some, she's going to be doing some live sessions with people that show up that want to see how they're ranking. And she's going to be also giving some tips on what you can do to rank up so people see your stuff first. SEO. I'm sorry. So many guys don't even know it. That's Club Millie. Club Millie is a club that we're working with 1,000 people to help save and invest $1,000 this year. If you want to be one of those 1,000, you need to go ahead and sign up for Club Millie. That's all I can tell you right now. I'll leave my website, or somebody put my website in the comments below. You can go there. You can join, whatever you want to do, and kind of go from there. Four phases of Club Millie. I'm just trying to get this out real quick because we're on the subject. 4 phases. Number 1, first phase, phase 1, investment club. Phase 2, real estate investment group. We buy our own block backs. Phase 3, peer-to-peer lending. We become our own bank. Phase 4, venture capitalism. We become our own Shark Tank. All of that's in Club Millie, plus all the stuff we talking about, classes, things like this, so you can become better. You can become dope. You can charge more. You can earn more. Learn how to earn. All right, use these inexpensive resources in your promotion plan. What's going on, Van? You don't need a multi-million-dollar budget to get out the gate. You need a multi-million-dollar idea. This sounds like me. Oh, my goodness, that will attract investors. You don't need a multi-million-dollar budget to get out of the gate. You need a multi-million-dollar idea that will attract investors. Now, I say this to my followers all the time, so I might as well say it again. You do not have an income problem. What you have is an idea problem. It only takes one idea to change the rest of your fortune for the rest of your life. It only takes one good idea that you will act upon. For example, yesterday we debuted the Black Business Home Shopping Network. It was one idea that we implemented. We said we're going to do this, and we did it. That one idea turned into 2,000 views and 50 shares in 1 hour. One idea can change the rest of your life if you take that idea and you execute that idea. See, too many of you guys are too afraid to fail. Matter of fact, too many of you guys are too afraid to succeed, and you don't act on your God-given ideas. The ideas that can change your life, you won't act on. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's the indifference of man. We know what we should do, but we're too afraid to be great. We don't have the courage to be awesome. We don't have the courage to go out and be the best that we can be. You know what we've been called to do. We just don't have the courage. Because when you are great, there's so much more responsibility that comes with great. It's so much easier to be nothing because nothing is expected of you. But when you become something, everything is expected of you. Let me repeat that again. When you are nothing, nothing is expected of you. But when you become something, everything is expected of you. And I believe who I'm talking to today, there are some people who are not ready to have that expectation level go up. It's not the expectation that they have for themselves. It's the expectation that other people have for you when you become great. How many people today are saying, I am going to take on that challenge. I am going to be great. I owe it to myself. I owe it to my family. I owe it to everything that I've been through in my past to be great. Regardless of the responsibility that comes with me being great, I'm ready to take on the challenge of greatness. This is why I said, you're in your apartment, you're in your one bedroom, you got one room that you're renting. Even at that time, when you got your pillow and you got your dream, you are still representing your brand. And what is your brand? Your brand is awesome. Your brand is magnificent. Your brand is greatness. Everybody put in the comments below greatness. That's your brand. Your brand is greatness. You don't need a multi-million-dollar budget to get out of the gate. You do need a multi-million-dollar idea that will attract investors. Although you have the internet for publicity, don't skimp on your advertisement investments. You want to dedicate 10 to 15% of your capital to advertising and promotions. Develop this spending discipline early on because you'll always need to out-innovate and out-think your competitors. You'll always need to out-innovate and out-think your competitors. You cannot compete financially with the large, prominent entities. You can compete in creativity. You might can't compete financially, but you can compete creatively. Still, even creative ideas will take some capital. Whether you plan to develop a product, launch a nonprofit, or start a small business, you'll need to target trade shows, pitch events, conferences, and other environments that provide exposure. Time is your greatest commodity, so use it wisely. Time is your greatest commodity, so use it wisely. While promoting your brand, think about people you have in your inner circle who can champion your brand. If you have people with expertise in marketing and branding or promoting, call on them for support. Depending on the type of product, organization, or business, large or boutique advertising firms and marketing agencies sometimes offer their expertise at pro bono work. Some boutique startup firms might do an initial project for you with the understanding that when you begin generating capital, you'll compensate them. You also find college students willing to volunteer in order to gain experience and strengthen their resume. Look for those advertisers whose mission fits your work. If they turn you down, don't take it personally. Upon finding the Gifted Education Foundation, I have very limited financial resources. However, a friend and his team supported us in developing our first round of promotional materials. We agreed that as our foundation grew, we would compensate them. So those who initially volunteered their services. This demonstrates the importance of making friends. Honor your connections. Operate with integrity and never burn bridges. You'll never know if you'll need them in the future. The supporters of the Gifted Education Foundation invested in our work because they trusted I would deliver on my commitment. Prepare for the commitment before you engage anyone's services, regardless of how small the contribution may seem to you. Treat all contributions as grand as the largest contribution. This builds a group of champions for your brand. This last bit of advice I have for you on this subject is to believe in your brand. Everybody put that in the comments below. Believe in your brand. If you don't believe in your brand, who will? Believe in your brand. Exhibit passion and charge the hill in order to spread the word about your offering. If you don't believe in it, you won't convince others to believe in it. And if you can't convince others to believe in it, you don't stand a chance at capturing market share. It all starts with your leadership and confidence. Develop your plan, believe in it, and execute it. And here's the question that you want to answer as it relates to this section. How will you promote your business? How will you promote your business? So as we're thinking about that, guys, we got Jermaine, Mr. Conte Smith in the building, who has given us our new music for this show. We're going to play that in just a second. But as we do that, guys, it's going to close us out for what we're learning tonight. But of course, as I always do, what I like to know from you right now is, what did you learn today? Because this is all about empowering you, the entrepreneur and the entrepreneur who wants to develop this world-class organization with this concept or this idea that you have. And my job is to say, oh, hey, if I've poured into you, then I'm sure that you've learned something today. So as we close out, can you go ahead and put in the comments below what you learned today? What was your takeaway? What's the thing that's in your notes that you say, you know what, I got to work on this, right? Because we talked today about your logo. We talked today about promoting your business. We talked about creating a memorable image for your business. But all of this was all about differentiating your brand. What is going to set your brand apart so that you can capture market share? Well, my name is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. This episode has been brought to you by the ERGJ Black Bazaar. That's where we have the African wear for you. Of course, this right here is your dashiki. It is your Kenyan-made dashiki, straight from Kenya. This is in the orange. You can get this for $20. What we can do is that you can actually just inbox us your email address and your zip code. Let us know what color you want, and we'll have it out to you first thing in the morning. So first thing in the morning, be shipped out to you. You'll have it by tomorrow's Tuesday. You'll have it by Thursday. If you want to go ahead and order some, we got it in black, blue, red, all these different colors, but it's a $20 dashiki. So I'm still giving you a little bit of time to let us know what you learned today. What's your takeaway from today? Did you enjoy the show? Here's the reason why I want you to do this, because some people just don't even leave no feedback. Because we want to know whether we should be back with a show like this tomorrow. I mean, if we didn't make an impact in your life, there's no point in me continuing with this book and coming back and giving up my time to invest in you. So this is why you leave feedback. This is why you leave surveys. This is why you let people know how they've done in serving you. This is a service. I'm serving you today and hopefully changing your life at the very same time. So Miss Anita says this. She said, I represent my brand everywhere on social media. Right? She said, I represent my brand everywhere on social media. Miss Phil says this. She says, awesome sessions, Eve. I learned to promote my business and never take my brand for granted. Promote it. That's right. Absolutely. You have to differentiate your brand. Absolutely. Differentiate. What's going to make your brand stand out? This is the only way that you're gonna swim in the ocean with the big sharks. You got to have something that's different that's going to cause other people to gravitate towards what you do. And that's all I think about. How am I going to be different? How's what I'm going to do? How can I make it different? What's going to make what I do special? I want you to ask yourself that same question and then answer those things that you have in your notes as you move on for tonight. Well, this is ERGJ, your Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street and founder of the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Got our new music from Mr. Conte Smith. If you guys need any music, you need a jingle, you need something to ride to, something that's authentic, something that's creative, something just for you, you want to reach out to Mr. Conte. He does almost all of my music. I don't have to go anywhere else. I come straight to Mr. Conte. He always takes, matter of fact, he's Conte the hero. He always takes care of us. But remember this, guys, that it takes a village, and it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. Boy, I've been waiting to play this music all day. Oh, yes.
New Black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer. But we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah.